You guys.
You say no, not at all.
Not at
I
all.
mean, it's gonna
Is
be
she a
really hard.
therapist?
Yeah, it's gonna be real hard,
Can
real
she do
hard.
it? Can she do it?
That's not her job.
But that ain't the question. The question
Right.
is, do you believe a woman can fix a broken man?
You know what? Let me think about that a little bit more.
Yeah, let me think for a second.
So, so,
That's a
so,
good
okay.
question.
All right. So, say if he ambitious and he been through a whole lot, and she comes along and she uplifts him, yeah, she could fix a broken man.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You
yeah.
think so too, Ice?
yeah. I think in that situation,
And that from that aspect, yeah.
yeah, from that aspect. But I do feel like there might be certain issues that a man could be going through that maybe a woman couldn't fix.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, sure.
But
Yeah.
but it
That's what I
but
meant
it
when I said that.
Okay.
yeah, but it depends though. I think it's possible, yeah. I would say it's possible.
Yeah, I agree. I think a woman can fix a broken man. A lot of times, as men, we go through different things in life. Life is typically harder for a man than it is for a woman because a lot of people are there to pick up and they got a lot of systems and programs that help women as they go through things, but they don't have the same amount of programs for men. So I would say that a woman could absolutely come into a man's life and fix him. Now, I'm going to say this is not necessarily her job. I wouldn't put it on the backs of women to fix men. But the question is, can a woman fix a broken man? I'm gonna say yes, and it depends on the level of brokenness that he has. But a woman can absolutely come in, provide him with some of the things that he needs, and help that man get back on his feet. And he could definitely turn things around and become the man
Yeah. See,
who
there
he's
it is.
supposed to be. You
It's up
know
to
what I'm
him to
saying?
just. It's up to him to be man up and pick up the
Right.
pieces
Yeah.
from that point. So
Hmm.
that's where that's where we kind of like maybe our answers changed in the middle of that
Okay.
question is
Hmm.
Yeah.
because not so much of that is he gonna be willing to pick up the pieces and take her uplifting him and
Right.
motivating him to keep moving
Right.
and build from that, get back on his feet from that.
Yeah, and I
So
think
yeah,
another thing too. Go ahead. Go ahead.
no, I was saying this. They can, a
Okay.
woman can.
So, and Demetrius, it kind of addresses this next. But what I will say is this: it depends on how he's broken. So, is this spiritually? Is this physically? Is this financially? Is this emotionally? Is this mentally? So it depends on what form of brokenness he has. If he's broken spiritually, like Demetrius says, he needs Almighty to be fixed. But even from a spiritual standpoint, there are a lot of women who meet men, and because that woman is in the church, that man, he starts going to church with her. And that also helps him because now he's encouraged, okay, let me get to church because this is where she at, or she goes to church and she wants to invite me, or I know she goes to this church, so now I'm gonna go to that church because then she might see me as a good guy and I'm a leader and I can be this and I can be that. So even from a spiritual standpoint, from a financial standpoint, definitely you have a lot of women out here who are doing very well financially. You got men who could be broken financially, right? So you do have some women who can help out. Now, we don't encourage this necessarily because that could be dangerous and the men can use the women and it
And
can go
that's
go wrong.
and that's him
But
not being a leech.
right, yeah, not being a leech, but a woman could absolutely help a man, even from a mental standpoint. A woman could provide or help provide certain classes or education or different things or
Or
courses, help whatever it is that he may
safe
need mental
space.
standpoint, a safe space, right? So yes, a woman could definitely do it, and that's a big part of why I lean on in Genesis 2:18, where it's talking about that woman being a man's helpmate or suitable helper, right? That's where that comes in, that she's a suitable helper. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with the woman helping her man get to where he needs to be.
There's one more
Okay.
thing because there's a lot of women out there that are in relationships and they keep holding on to hope that their significant other is going to change. So keep in mind when we say that to all the women out there, you can't change somebody who doesn't want to change.
Right.
So don't ever sacrifice yourself for somebody else.
And that's
Um,
what we was like
yeah,
where